Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, going to be Action versus Ample here on the wave in Eddy. Top left, it's going to be a green Zerg player. It is Action. And in the bottom left, it's Ample. He's pinkish, or maybe light peach or something today. So green versus peach. Here on In the Way of an Eddy. A reasonably weirdly named map, but kind of a fun one as well. Once again, in early Brood War maps, you were always in a lower section surrounded by mountains, and this is kind of a throwback to that. This is your natural base, and this is Ample's natural base. It's a giant 4-player map. We've got little island expansions with a battle cruiser in the way that you need to kill before you can land a command center there, just, you know, because floating command center over there super early is super hard to stop for Protoss and Zerg alike. And other than that, kind of wide open spaces, got a lot of high ground. I kind of feel like this is a well-balanced map for TVZ. So we will see. We'll see what's going on here. This is an RJB replay. Check him out at RJB TV. He casts a lot of fastest map. He's very knowledgeable about the game. He has a lot of good contacts with professional players. And this is from a ginormous replay pack that he sent me months ago. Maybe in 2020. I don't remember. Time has no meaning. But it's a hatch first play here at 12 supply for Action. You know what's funny? I have this thing where if the players' names are similar, I have a hard time differentiating them. So, like, I feel like Action and Ample are both fairly even in skill component and, like, ability. And I think part of that is because I think that's true, but the other part of it is I think because their names are so similar, my brain's like, oh, they're about the same caliber of player. Like, rain and snow, like weather effects involving water, both Protoss, I kind of feel like they're the same player. And maybe they're, you know, they're close enough that's kind of the case, right? Anyway, it's a weird thing that I do. If players' names are different enough, then I just have no problem with it. But one rack's expanding. No big deal here from Ample. And there's the spawning pool. Gas should be coming in shortly from Action to get some of those speedlings out. Or maybe no gas. Could be a totally gasless opening and getting a quick third, like right here. Maybe down this left side, too. We'll see. The SCV is here to check that stuff out. Oh, macro hatching. That's why he wanted that extra gas, or the extra minerals, which the macro hatching, and now he's getting the extractor. Fair. Very fair enough. All right. Command center being constructed. Happy 2022, everybody. I hope you're having a great time wherever you are in the new year. I hope it's proven to be better for you than 2021 was. That's generally, I think, the case for most people. 2021 wasn't the greatest year for anybody, really, I don't think. I'm trying to think of someone who just, like, made out like a bandit in 2021. Because, I mean, even, like, for the rich people, right? There was something of a worker class uprising, at least in the U.S., that has been a little bit interesting and maybe put some stress into the lives of some companies and some CEOs and whatnot. So even those guys maybe not having the greatest of years. Maybe other companies are worried about how some things are going down. Maybe they feel like they're next, right? Anywho, skipping metabolic boost to go for a lair and then getting metabolic boost, a very fine thing to do in a ZVT. We're going to see dem mutalisks. SCV sees the timing on the lair, and from that point, knows the timing on the Spire and the timing on the Mutalisks. The only question is, how many Mutalisks will there be? And checking to see the timing on the second gas will tell you a lot. And there you go. Sees the timing on the second gas, says, all right, this is probably going to be about 10 or 11 mutas. Probably. No guarantees, but that is the build that Ample, or Action, is following here. See? My brain's like, Ample's a Zerg player, right? Ample and Action. Their names will start with A. Whatevs. Whatevs, it's all good. Stim coming in. Medic production beginning. Marine production fairly nice. Walling off against Ling attacks, which are sort of coming out. Metabolic boost is just about done, but there really shouldn't be any way for these Lings to do any damage here at all. It's a weird thing to wall off. You can kind of do it this way, but that kind of sucks. So obviously what Apple's Punch is doing is kind of a diagonal wall covering this angle, and then if anybody tries to come around the backside, the SCBs can defend themselves and the Marines can jump on them too. All right, man, Marines, fire bats. They're going to try to get up here. Yep, they're forcing Sunkens out. Those are resources that I think Action wants to go to Mutalisks. But now he has to make Sunkens really fast. The Lings are, jumping down. Catching a medic before she joins the party would be pretty good. But stimming in there before the Sunkens are done. Sunkens are now done. Sunken 1 done. Sunken 2 done. Sunken down, but fire bat getting obliterated. Ling's trying to kill another medic. Oh my gosh, she's almost dead. She's almost dead. She could be picked off here too. Well defended by Action. Actually really nicely done there. He's getting the Spire. There's the Spire. Gas. Oh yeah, 900 gas just about in the bank there. 3 mutas. As much larva as available. We're going to make mutalisks here and as much supply as well. There's 6 mutalisks. That's why we have the 3rd hatcheries for that reason. That was pretty well held, honestly. Oh, Firebat dies to Lings. That's not great. I guess when the Medevac died, that doesn't help things either. So pretty good opening, I think, from the Zerg player. He's doing well. He's got a ginormous Mutaflock. He's working on more. 5 more are going to be added to this group. Turrets are already up. This is Ample being like, okay, I'm preparing for a lot of Mutalisks. I know what I'm doing here. +1 attacks coming in from those dudes. Range upgrade for the Marines is really important, and it's about 80% complete. Zerg player might be considering a 3rd base behind this Mutalisk aggression because it's really hard for a Terran to punish it when Mutalisks are doing this, when they're hovering around. Alright, so I mean, yeah, the repair is pretty good here. Mutalisks have killed nothing. 2 of them are almost dead already. That's never good. Queen's Nest on the way and a Lurker aspect. While the 3rd base is now coming up in the top right. And like I said, it's hard for the Terran to get out there and kill that when these Mutalisks are ready to pick off Marines on the edge of the group and medics on the edge of the group and just kind of whittle that group down way before they make it all the way across the map. So this is something where Ample's like, I just got to deal with it. Let's work on getting Science Vessels out with Irradiate. That is a great way to deal with Mutalisks if the splitting abilities are not super hot for the Mutalisk player. Even if they are super hot, it's all good. Yeah, this is just pretty typical ZVT stuff, honestly. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this game so far. I think Action's playing a pretty good game. Oh, we get Valkyries. Hit the like button for Valkyries. I figured this was going to be 2-port for science facilities, and then I never saw a science facility, or for science vessels, then I never saw a science facility, and I was like, oh. And that never actually put that together, that's what the starports would be for, is Valkyries. We don't see those a whole lot. Well, these Marines are trying to head up and kill this 3rd base before Lurkers are out, but guess what? Lurkers are here. And not the top of the ramp, because that's not how this map works. Bottom of the ramp in these guys. Positioning very particular. Oh, stacking. Stacking the Lurkers. Yeah, getting in there is now going to be very hard. Oh, that was tight timing. That is the trick with StarCraft, right? A lot of tight timing. Dude, secret Valkyries are kind of cool. I thought it'd just be 2, but there's going to be 4 Valks with +1 ship weapons. So each of their little rockets are doing extra damage. It's going to be 7 per rocket. The okay, alright. Medics come. Alright, goodbye, medic. Not sure what that was all about, actually. Midas Canal to deal reinforcements over here to the 3rd base as necessary through the ground. And yeah, the Terran player just has to back out. There are just too many Lurkers here. There's already 2. There's 3 more coming in. That's just overkill, man. Maybe not overkill. It's enough to defend. And here Ample is going to back himself out. So the Valkyries are going to go Overlord hunting. And if the Mutas try to stop him, it's going to be a pretty bad time. This is interesting. I've not really seen this much commitment. I guess that's why we have some Scourge out, but they're not making great connections here. Oh, the Mutas. Oh, taking big time mega hits. This is a comeback mechanic for Ample. Scourge connect. They kill one of the Valks. Scourge do not connect enough to kill another Valk. Dude, look at the range on this thing. Supply block is real right now. Scourge not connecting. Mutas are like, hey, bring it. And then we come up with the Marines and try to deal with the ground while the Mutas can't help at all. The Mutas are getting obliterated too. Oh my gosh, the Mutas are all dead. The Lurkers defending here though. We couldn't deal with the Lurkers of the natural base. That's okay. These Valks are doing some serious work right now. 4 kills, 8 kills, and 6 kills here. The supply block is going to be harder to do because action is now at 120, well, 92 available supply as Overlords continue to die here. Oh, another Scourge connection. Scourge is really saving the day here right now, but hang on. Oh, lost another one. But another Overlord is going to die. This has been awesome. I love Valkyrie play so much. We don't see enough of it in StarCraft. He's trying to do the Valkyrie micro hot stuff. 11 kills on this Valkyrie commander. Vultures are out. Are we actually? Nah. We're not transitioning into full mech. We're making more Marines here. Okay. That's fine. The good news here for Action is that he's still got his 3rd base. He lost a lot of Overlords, and he kind of had to overmake Overlords, which slowed down his economy some. He's only at 42 drones right now, and he'd like to be at more, obviously. But the Valkyries caused some major problems for him. So Valkyrie play. Valkyrie prepared, indeed. Look, there's another huge Valkyrie group. Gotta keep making them Scourge. I mean, Scourge, they're no stranger to ZVT, right? Because they're used to taking down science vessels. Killing Valkyries is generally the same thing. Scourges did not have a chance at all. There's Defilers out. They're going to try to plague these Valkyries. Oh, there it is. Okay, connection on 2 of them, but the pre-split was pretty good. That's another supply block. We're down to 77 available supply. He's using Valkyries like they're Corsairs today. I mean, they're basically Corsairs anyway, obviously, but I've never seen this much attention. Okay, there have been some island maps that I've seen that I've cast before, right? Where Valkyries are really important in that situation, but this isn't one of those. Man, this ground army is just not accomplishing everything that it wants to. It's killed a couple Lurkers, but dude, the supply block is so freaking real today. It is forcing Action to build Hydralisks to try to deal with this threat. Is he building Spores? Not really. Because static defense is not cool, and therefore no Spores are being built for Action. Kindness plating on the way. It is 78 to 90 supply. Ample has a lead. He's got a 3rd base. He's just now Maynard transferring down to. If I had to take a guess, I feel like Ample's got this thing won. That said, having Plague Up is really nice. Obviously, Dark Swarm's available. Consume is done. Defilers, the ultimate game changers for Zerg in every matchup, right? I guess ZVZ never... Oh, there's a beautiful play catching all of the Valkyries. Okay, that sucks. That really sucks, but check this out. A whole group of Overlords that just kind of bait. Get them all. Get them. I'm rooting for the Valkyries here. Oh, jeez. Individual Mutalisk hits are killing Valks because of the plague. All right, that just swung things back in favor of Action. He's got 4 bases rolling. He killed all the Valkyries. You can make Mutalisks again, which is kind of nice. Action not going Science Vessel. It's just he's committing to Valks today. He's producing more of them. This bottom right 4th base that Ample's trying to naked expand to is completely dead. Yeah, and Ultralisks are going to be coming out without any Irradiate to help like, weaken them, to help bruise them down, right? So that's a canceled base, if ever there was one. I like how he's still trying. It's not happening. I mean, sure, the Vulture has made it interesting, but nah. When all the Lings are dead, the time to react to this was just a window. It was a window wherein the Vultures would be able to get here and save it, but they weren't able to. So yeah, now we have to deal with Ultralisks, with Marines and Vultures. And this is a full mech transition now. Oh, beautiful play. Consume. Vulture's trying to snipe the Defiler from behind. They get it. Okay, that was a pretty sweet move. Nice little wrap around the backside for the Vultures. Lurker gets in here and not really denying all mining at this pace, but doing their very best to see what they could do. Man, I don't know. Does Action have this game? It's 127 to 114 supply. The Ultralisks are good until the tank count is too high, and the tank count is not too high. There are two here. Dos tanquitos. That said, one Ultralisk dies quicker, I think, than imagined. And yeah, mech transition here. I had somebody ask me the other day about a Terran who successfully managed to transition into mech from bio against a Zerg. And this is one of them. It happens. It doesn't happen a lot, but it definitely happens from time to time. Terran options do seem to be opening mech, opening bio and staying bio, or opening bio and transitioning into mech. Those are the options, don't y'all know? So these Lings are ready to jump on this, man. Valkyrie's trying to find more Overlords to kill. Action is not supply blocked. Oh, look at the micro here. Ooh. Oh, there's a new Mutaflock. And the Mutas are just like, we don't care about your splash damage. I don't know if that's the wisest way to approach this. Dude, they're flying in harmony. What is going on here? Attack! Somebody attack! Dude, he really went back into Mutalisks, didn't he? Wow, I did not expect him to make this many, though. These Lings just get it. Can you not see this? You can. There's a factory down here, dude. All right, well, Adrenal Lings are ready to rock. That's cool. Mutalisks get into this third base of Ample, though. All right, so the third base is dead. The fourth base is Zerglingified. And wow, what a complete reversal here from Action. He's only got 137 supply, but Ample's under 100 supply now. And this might just be one of the example games of why we don't see Valkyries all that much in the TBC, you know? Yeah, that's why. And there's your GG. Ample's like, well, I'm out. I have some Korean things to say. Somebody might translate them for us in the comments. That'd be actually very nice of you, but yeah, mass Mutalisk. Holy crap. The Valkyries were not enough to save the day. Valkyries were produced, so this wasn't possible. And then it was very possible. This seems like a very well-mannered conversation between these two players. I don't know what they're saying, obviously. Maybe Action's being like, don't make Valkyries, dude. Just make science vessels instead. You'll be fine. I like that Action is casually just losing Mutalisks by the dozen here. Like, I don't care. It's 18 SCVs for the Terran. I know I've killed this base. Like, it's over. We can definitely have this conversation. I don't have to worry about any kind of a comeback today. Muta, Ultralisk, there's your GG. And Action finally wins. That's one of the more extended conversations I've seen between two players at the end of a game. Usually it's very quick, obviously, but sometimes there's a bit of back and forth, but this was like a minute and a half of back and forth. Go figure. So I loved the Valkyrie opening. I love to see it in the hands of a player as good as Ample and see how well it could do. He did supply block Action a ton, at least 3 times in this game, but his ground army was never really up to snuff. He spent too much money on the Valkyries. He didn't have enough Marines or siege tanks to break this or break this, or break this. And when it comes right down to it, if you can never kill a Zerg hatchery at all in a 20-minute game, you're just probably not going to win. You need to do some kind of base killing, and that's exactly what Action got into, but Ample couldn't quite pull it off. And then he went for the mechs transit, but just the Valkyries were not enough. Very surprising. I guess okay, so the game-changing moment was when like 7 Valkyries got plagued, and then they died very shortly afterward because obvious reasons. So that's part of it. That's a big part of it. Maybe if those Valks don't get plagued, they do better. And maybe they're able to fight against mutas, and maybe Action can't just transition directly into that many mutalisks. He'd be more worried about the Valks because there are more of them. Either way, really weird non-standard game. Thanks, RJB, again for the replay. End of the day, 122,000 points from Action, 93,000 from Ample. Outproduced the Terran by only about 50 or 60, so not a huge deal. But did a great job killing today. Killed 186 Terran units. Only lost 135. This is a very weird units tab for a ZVT that went 20 minutes for sure. And then resources. Way more gas mined from Action. Fair enough. And outspent the Terran by about 4,000 in 20 minutes. Fair enough too. So GG. Well done to Action getting the win here today. And that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin, coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit the like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.